Hello, fellow Voyagers. Welcome to Odyssey Human. Today we're going to talk about giving you some help and insight for when manifesting feels bad, hard, or tedious. Welcome, I'm Jess. This is a channel where we explore the outer reaches of human consciousness and experience and talk about things like emotional mastery, advanced manifesting, extended human capabilities, and more. So welcome. I'm so glad you're here. So today I wanted to start off with a great quote by Austin Butler, who played Elvis in the new movie. And I was watching an interview with him, and he said, "You can't be other conscious and self-conscious at the same time." I thought that was brilliant, and goes to show you how important our attention is. Where is our attention going? This is something I talked about a lot on Emotional Fire Academy. We're going to dive deep into it today and talk about how it pertains to manifesting and how to leverage our attention, our focus, so that we can feel better, so that we can make manifesting a joyful process, a fun process. All right, so there's two. Remember when I talked about the analogy of sitting in a movie theater, right? We have what's going on the screen of space, what you're seeing in your outside world, what you're kind of watching kind of pass before you. It's constantly changing. And then we have our awareness of us as the entity sitting in the theater, right? Our self-concept, our, just awareness of us as a little being playing this game in this big, in this big world. And so it comes down to different sets of focus. And really when we're looking at the screen, you can think about the screen as transcendence. When we're looking at the screen and we are going to direct our attention, our focus out into the screen, what are the kind of concepts of doing that? Exploration, right? When we're out in the world, we're just totally immersed and we lose ourselves, right? These experiences of transcendence, we lose our sense of self, and there's a benefit to that. But there's also a risk, right, of totally losing ourselves. People pleasing, for instance. Love. So exploration is the first one. Love is the second. Purpose is the third. When we love what we're doing, we're just loving on someone else, or we're loving being in a group, it's an outward projection. These are kind of outward projections of our attention. And purpose being the third one, serving a greater good, dissolving into whatever your purpose is. And so those are the more transcendent experiences, right? They are bigger than us, they're transcendent. Versus, and we often tend to grow because we're dissolving those boundaries of what we perceive as us and kind of immersing ourselves in this bigger thing. We grow. We feel like we're growing because we are dissolving those boundaries. Whereas when we're just focusing on ourselves, right? We're coming back in, we contract. So we transcend into the screen, or we contract into the person watching the movie. The contraction is often where people forget, right? They're constantly focused on the screen, constantly focused on circumstances, constantly immersed in what's happening and reacting to that. And manifesting is the practice of, we're playing a game with ourselves, and we're learning how to take our power back from that constant transcending, right? We're learning how to kind of contract back into ourselves, take our power back, and give ourselves what we need, what we're looking for out in the screen, out in the world, out in these transcendent experiences. And so coming back in, contracting is a move of security, right? These are security experiences where we grow and transcend out in the world. When we contract, we're secure, we're safe. It's all about safety. And safety is number one, self-protection, self-preservation. So safety is the first one, making sure that our own needs are met, that we're housed and clothed and have water and food and sleep. All those things are safety needs. Connection is the second one. Connection to ourselves, connection to our own body, being aware of what's happening in our body, a sense of connection within ourselves. And that includes, those are kind of our emotional needs, knowing what our emotional needs are and fulfilling them in the ways that are healthy for us and the ways that we need to do, or even prioritizing our own emotional needs. Because if we're trying to fill them in the outside world, it makes it hard. It makes it hard to do that because the outside world is constantly changing, constantly shifting. We have a harder time controlling it, right? We try to control it through manifesting. That's why many people come to manifesting, to get things, to go get it so that they can establish that connection in themselves. When really, it's all us. It's all you. The outside and the inside are all you. Everything you're experiencing as a being, as an awareness, is all you already, but I'm going to talk about that in a second. So what's the third security, contraction experience is self-esteem. Caring about yourself, loving yourself, standing up for yourself. And this doesn't always mean going out in the world and trying to manipulate it so that you get what you want. Self-esteem is about, prioritizing, again, your sense of wellness. Even if that means, getting what you need from another place and recognizing that, your source of love for yourself, your source of appreciation and adoration comes from inside you more so, as much as, it comes from a partner or a boyfriend or girlfriend or your parents or your family or wherever you feel like the most important source of that is. It also comes from you. And when you take control over, generating that and really prioritizing that in yourself, you're going to find a whole new wellspring of that self-esteem. So knowing that you can leverage the contrast between these two, growth, transcendence, contraction, security. So how do we do that? We pay attention to where our attention is going. Our attention is like a little puppy dog, right? Or it's constantly bouncing around. It's going between the screen and us. And, it's drawn to whatever's exciting and fun and running around. And but sometimes it stops and it fixates on something, right? It picks up a scent or it finds something good to roll in, and it's rolling around and it's fixating on that thing. And that's a great analogy for when we have problems. When we feel like something, we're upset by something, we're fixated on something. We're that little puppy dog just focusing on something on the ground, rolling around in it, not letting it go, carrying it around in our mouth. And that's when we need to recognize, okay, whoa, I don't feel good because I'm fixating on this, because I'm stuck in either the contraction or the expansion, the transcendence, and I just need to bebop over here to the other one. So, because as we learn to manifest, as we learn to create, it's not just it's a game we're playing with ourselves, manifestation, because we already have everything. We already are everything. Everything we experience is contained within us. Not only the emotions we get when we get the thing, but also the thing. The representation of the thing is entirely generated by us. So we already have everything. So rest assured, if you're trying to manifest something and it feels bad, and it feels difficult, and it feels tedious, you already have the thing. You already have the thing, and you already have the feelings generated by the thing. It's all contained within you. So rest assured, it's already yours. It's already yours. This is an attention problem. And when people are like, but how do I get it? How do I get the thing? What does that mean? It means we're focusing on the screen, right? We're looking at that screen of circumstances and we're saying, I need that thing out there in order to feel good as, in here, in the contraction, in order to feel that connection and that love. I need my SP. In order to feel safe and secure, I need the money coming in, right? We're denying ourselves when we ask, but how do I get it? I need it. I need that thing. It's an attention problem. Because we're denying ourselves the experience of feeling the feelings first, of feeling secure and loved without the thing. and just knowing it's going to come in. So how do we, so quit denying yourself. Quit denying yourself the experience of having it, of those feelings, that safety and security of having it inside in your inner world. Just because it's not there yet in the transcendent sense, in the outside, in the circumstances, when you start giving it to yourself and allowing it within yourself, those feelings, those, knowing you have it, the safety of like, yes, it's mine. I have that power. Everything is contained within me. That's when we ask questions like that. And believe me, I've been there too. I understand. So no judgment, just trying to give you some insight here. I hope this makes sense. So let's give you some examples and kind of wrap this all up together of how we play with the gap, right? The gap between contraction. Remember, that's security. Contraction is security. It's safety, connection, self-esteem. And then over here, what we perceive as outside us, but really is us, it just looks like it's outside us, is growth and transcendence. And that is exploration, love, and purpose. Bigger, expansion. So how do we play with the gap? We move between them. If we feel stuck, if we feel pain, if we feel like something is tedious or annoying us and we fixate on it and we can't let it go because our attention is like a puppy dog and we're just wrestling with it. Here's some examples of how we can bebop over to the other side and just move our attention. Just move our attention there. So how do we use transcendence as a strategy? So let's say stage fright, just like with what Austin Butler said. He was actually talking about playing Elvis in this movie. And he was saying you can't be other conscious and self-conscious at the same time. So he was saying your attention can't be fixated on both points of view at the same time. You get to pick. So in order to cure stage fright, maybe you have a fear of public speaking, focus on the audience. Put your attention on the audience in an exploratory way. Explore their reactions, explore their faces, explore what they're doing. And then as you're kind of doing the muscle memory of whatever you're doing on stage, you're focusing on adding value to them, right? Adding value to them, transcending, growing. Let's say you're feeling a grind with money. You feel like abundance, you feel really scarcity, money isn't coming to you. How do we transcend? Transcend into your purpose. The bigger fulfillment of, instead of worrying about how the money's coming in, focus on your purpose, fulfilling your purpose, adding value to others, really finding, fine-tuning. As I did this more and more, amazing manifestations came in. As I fully committed to my purpose of like, this is what I love, this is what I want to do, more and more. The more and more I do that, the more authentic I become, and then the money follows. The money just starts to pour in, right? And then, because that's abundance. That's what abundance is that abundance of fulfillment and just, oh my gosh, yes, I'm not working. It doesn't feel like work. It feels like I'm living who I'm supposed to be and doing what I'm supposed to do. Yes. Let's say so that's a transcendent. Again, transcend into your purpose. Let's say you're missing your SP, your specific person. Transcend. So let's go to the love. Love. Remember, exploration, love, and purpose. Transcend into the things that you love, that light you up, that bring you joy. The things that you love that are little, and say it's knitting or it's playing golf or whatever it is that you love doing. Maybe it's being around other people. Maybe it's spending time with your family. Whatever you love doing, that feeling of love that is just automatically generated when you do that activity, do that. Do that because we're fixating too much on the contraction of missing that connection. And so we need to push out into love in a more general sense, in a bigger sense. So those are some ways we can transcend when we're fixated on not having, right? Something that's not safe. We don't have it. We don't have a connection. We don't have safety, security. So how do we then contract? What are some examples of contracting in, paying attention to our own safety, needs, our own connection needs, our own emotional needs. And removing focus from circumstances, right? We're removing our focus from circumstances, focusing on us. Let's say you have a job you hate. Focus on your connection. Remove your attention from the job, the aspects of the job that drive you crazy. I know it sounds hard, but remove your focus from the job and take really good care of yourself. Focus on the connection with you. Focus on really being nice to yourself and connecting with yourself and, the part of the work that you're doing and your connection to that. Bring the attention back into you, back inside, if you have a job you hate. If you're upset by the world, if you feel fearful about what's happening in the world and you watch the news or you're paying attention to COVID and what they're talking about, again, contract, bring it back to you. Bring your attention back home to you, and generate your feelings of safety within yourself. Create a safe space in your home. Create a safe space in your mind. Because giving all your power to the outside world and worrying about current events and what's happening isn't taking care of your own mental space. It's not creating a safe space for you, right? The world's going to continue. It's the theater of the world is going to continue. So focus on feeling good and having a safe space in your own mind. Create the safe space in your own mind. Maybe you're burnt out. Maybe you're people pleasing all the time. You just feel like you're constantly losing yourself in life and your needs aren't getting met. Bring it back home. Contract back into yourself. Focus on your self-esteem. Build yourself up. Talk nicely to yourself. Be kind to yourself. Give yourself the attention that you typically give to everybody else, right? This is a problem sometimes with birthdays. I used to have this problem with birthdays where I was always doing other stuff for other people and around their birthdays and giving them a fantastic time. And then when my birthday came around, it was like the ball got dropped and nothing happened. And it was so disappointing. So come back, create your own amazing birthday. Give yourself that same attention and love and that you give to other people. Nurture your own talents. Nurture, if you're burnt out, turn it back to yourself. Turn your attention back to yourself. So leave a comment below. Let me know what you thought of this, if this is going to help you, if you're having a hard time manifesting, and if this was insightful for you. I would love to hear your comments and have a great day. Thanks for watching. Bye.